So a brief recap. Last night we went to the Holly parking lot party. By the time we got there, it was starting to wrap up. It was cold, it was wet, it was rainy. Just wasn't a good time. We turned around trying to decide what to do. We were heading back to the campground that we originally had set up in Lebanon and decided, maybe we would just find a place in Bowling Green. We stopped, had supper at Waffle House. And then ended up going to the campground right at Beach Bend Park, which is where the first venue is. We set up a little home away from home. Nice campground. It's got pretty good, bathhouse and stuff like that. A bit pricey for one night just to pretend like we're homeless. But it did what it needed to do, and we were literally right outside the venue. Unless my thinking is wrong, that's going to be where we spend the day. So it's been a while since I've been camping. Ground's a little unforgiving. 45 might be a little bit old for doing that, but we'll see. The boy decided to sleep in the car. It was cold, it was wet. We had a little bit of leak out of our cooler, and he just wasn't having it, so he went and slept in the car, get a little more comfortable. But I'm gonna start packing up the tent, get everything ready to go, wake up a little bit, see if I can find some place that's got something cozy, maybe talk to one of my neighbors. But get packed up, get changed, and start the day. Alright, so it's official day one of Powertour. I got the ride sitting here, dressed up, Plan B, Powertour. We are fifth in line to the entrance. They did let us in early, which is really awesome, so we're kind of watching the parade of cars as they come through. So it's going to be probably about another hour till the midway opens up and see what's out there. But yeah, we're having fun taking a look at what's coming through. But it is underway. I still haven't got my coffee yet, but I'll find something, I'm sure. But I've got Pepsi, I've got caffeine one way or another. But a little more awake. But we got some education to do on cars when we're walking around, kind of what distinguishes years and makes and models and what's what. So it'd be nice to have my co-pilot along, my junior mechanic. And yeah, we're gonna go kicking around, see what's to see until the venue opens up. So follow along. Made it through the venue, taking a look at some of the vehicles. Every day I'm gonna have my vehicle of the day, kind of show some pictures or maybe walk around of it.
Pretty good mix, a lot of old, a lot of new, some repeats or some I remember from previous years, but all in all, not bad. I'm gonna go grab a seat for a few. My hip is starting to bother me, damn old man syndrome. There's still cars rolling in. They're gonna be, technically the venue just opened a little while ago. Saw Lucky, so we've actually got a meet and a greet scheduled with him. I don't remember if it's today or tomorrow, the one that we're on, but yeah, they're starting the autocross, so might get some footage of that. Might even take the Impala down the drag strip once, just to see. Not that I have any, disillusions about the speed of the thing, but do it once just to see how much different it is than the WRX. But flip it around, see a good view, and then that is actually where we camped last night, just right over that fence there. So pretty good location. With the cars that are still rolling in, I'm wondering if they're going to run out of room. I shouldn't race the Impala. I shouldn't race the Impala. Tell me not to race the Impala. This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. As long as I don't lose a tire. bad for the venues trying to get as many people through as they can. I feel bad for the cars again, this is not the car that I planned to take. If I would have known ahead of time, I would have done something more with the suspension to kind of tighten it up a little bit. But otherwise, once we're on the highway and cruising, it cruises really well. I do have the wing windows open just to get a little bit of airflow. Try and keep the mileage up with the airflow there, so we're a little more comfortable. But no, we're gonna head to our spot in Nashville. See about getting that exhaust put on just a little bit better, and just taking it chill for the afternoon. We'll see how the night goes. Maybe we'll run up to Nashville and spend some time downtown. Maybe we'll do a little bit more tomorrow after the venue. But we are going to stay in Nashville again tomorrow night, and then meet up with the crew and do the cruise up to Louisville. And hopefully, I haven't been to that site before, so hopefully, it's a little easier to get in. Won't know until we try. But that's day 3, so this is kind of a wrap up on day 1. My car of the day, I got a quick picture of. I'll post it up a little bit later. It was a Ford cab-over pickup. Unique, not something you see 30 of at every show. Done really well. I like the coloring. I like the wood. Kind of didn't look like he was set up to be anything particular. It wasn't like a flatbed or a fifth wheel or anything, but just a clean truck. And excuse me, he is in the long haul group, so I'll probably see it tomorrow to get a couple more pictures, and I'll make sure that my car of the day isn't the same one every time. Leaving when we did, there's a lot of cars that we didn't get a chance to see other than we were driving out. So, hopefully tomorrow we see a few of them that didn't get a chance to show up early enough today. Otherwise, we're on the road to the next campsite. Have a good night. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Morning, everyone. We're on official day 2. We're heading to the National Super Speedway. In 2022, they had a real bad issue getting all the cars in on time. It was really hot, and I actually burned up my clutch. It got really hot, which started my ordeal in doing the engine swap in the Fairlane. So in order to combat that, making sure we get there super early this time. The weather is a lot cooler. We stayed in town, so we didn't have such a long drive like we did the last time. We did stop and pick up a spectator that's going to walk around with us, kind of hang out with us for the day. We'll get to that later. But as far as it goes, yesterday I did have an issue with the exhaust, had something fall off. I've got that reattached so far as I know. Double checking it this morning, I almost ran my ass over. It is what it is. And my front level is getting a little more pronounced. And that might have something to do with the fact that I've been driving this thing like a race car when it is in fact not a race car. But I'm going to take a look and see after the show tonight if I can get in, make sure I don't have a tie rod about ready to fall off the car or something, because that would be a bad day. But we did set up at the campground Cedars of Lebanon last night. Really nice campground as far as it goes. The one at Beach Bend wasn't bad. It was kind of a last minute thing. But the one at Cedars of Lebanon is really good. So I do recommend that if you're ever in need of a camping spot out that way. But we're heading to the venue. We're going to be a couple hours early, but my view is being at the front of the line waiting for it to open is a whole lot better than waiting the same amount of time in traffic waiting to get in. So that's my justification. We'll see how it works. Yesterday it worked really well. We were, again, 5th in line. And they actually let us all in early. We got there about an hour and a half early, but they opened the gates and let us all start trickling in. So it'd be really cool if that happens this time, but we'll see how it goes. But day 2 is about ready to begin. Can I say hi? Yeah, you as well.
but I haven't heard. It's like had a recall job. I said, when we get my age, you'll be able to, and he loves to take care of that shit.
Oh, yeah.
That is cool.
Well, thank you so much. You have a great day, sir.
You too.
Well, somebody needs to,
You think you need any sunblock or anything, Daddy? I got some.
No, they never did. Because you were allowed to run racing before, wasn't you?
But did you die?
Oh, it is a mini smoke. You gotta have something to smoky burnouts no matter what.
Oh, I haven't found a place to do one that's appropriate.
Right. Our neighbors love you, huh?
So I've been using it. Yeah, they really love it when I come in late at night. Yeah, I mean, right. 11, 12. It's been fine so far. As long as it's real good. Does all right, I think.
Gentlemen,
Hey, how are we doing today?
not too bad.
Cost you money to take pictures of this thing. I'm gone.
Yes.
Got the flag and all. Got our card stamped for life.
Oh yeah, you said west side. Hey, Will. They'll be right here, not right there. Big thing about that white top. They come all the way around to the front.
They're out the gate.
Oh my goodness.
I did Sunday. I mean, I have compost always. Last year, this car started.
Is that Indy?
No, Indy's tiny. Well, we're headed back. We just started walking.
That, so, should I make the hot rod?
No. Put your money on the Mustang.
I was just putting the spoiler around.
That's not making it a hot rod, just making it rice.
What makes Savannah hot rod then?
The way that I drive it.
So why can't I drive it the way it is?
Because you can't drive a soul the way that to be a hot rod.
What if I did? No, I can't. It goes 80 and the wheel starts to shake.
That's a tire balance issue.
I don't have any in your car then. Okay.
are finally in the grounds. They let us in an hour early, which is really good. Help the line get moving. Let's see if I can see where the line is at. We just got parked. Let's see, flip it around a bit. So that line goes all the way back around to the entryway. Actually, yep, because I'm seeing them come up from the bottom of the hill. So just like last year, long wait to get in, but we are actually on the track in Nashville at the Super Speedway. So I'm sure a lot of folks have a lot more information on this, but this is an actual NASCAR track. People drive almost 200 miles on this thing, and this bank is ridiculous. Like, I can't stand up straight with the bank. Let me come back down the hill here. A lot of cool cars. I did a little bit of walking before they let us in. I'll show some of those at the end in a video clip. But yeah, that's level. That's a heck of a bank. Might grab a Hot Wheel a little bit later and roll it down to see. But we've still got a big parade of cars coming in, and probably will for a while. But this is the fun part. Take a look and see everybody's, version of their car, what they wanted to see it at. See the cars that you don't see a lot of. That's what's nice about the Impala, is you don't see a lot of the 4-doors of this generation. A lot of 2-doors. You get a lot of thumbs up from the 2-door drivers and stuff. But we'll take a look. The midway will be probably the same as what it was yesterday, but maybe get a little bit better view of what's out there, kind of walk up and down the midway. I'm supposed to have, I think today is a meet and greet with Lucky, but we do have a couple of time constraint things, so that may or may not happen, unfortunately. But I did talk to him a little bit yesterday, and I've met him before, so not the end of the world if I don't get a chance to again. But yeah, we're here. We're in Nashville. We made it without the wait that we had the last time we were out here. A lot cooler weather as well. But let's start walking around, see what we can see. All right, so we're back in the main venue at day 2. Again, most of the folks are the same. We're gonna go get a look at our picture from coming in. Step this way, look at a track. Little RC racetrack. Saw Derek from Vice Grip over there. Obviously the line is huge. Got to chat with him for just a second. We'll see if there's anything new, and I'll get a couple of shots. I feel like crap today. Either I've got sinus issues from being out in Mother Nature, or I had a bug crawl up in my nose and die in my sinuses, but I feel like crap. So, the campground that we stayed at last night, Cedars in Lebanon, actually had shower facilities, so that was nice. I got a nice shower in this morning to help. But we are headed out to L&N in Louisville. We're a little bit ahead of the schedule of the main pack. We're a bit behind schedule for when I wanted to leave, but apparently needed just that little bit extra sleep. But we'll see how the car does. It's had, again, a couple of issues. We'll see how it does on the longer route, because since I've gotten here, it's just been short little drives wherever we needed to go. So this will be the first test, make sure everything's good. We're loaded down a little bit, you know, with the extra stuff, with the extra passenger. So we are riding a little bit low. But yeah, if the pack catches us, or if we see anything worth seeing, we'll definitely pop a video. Otherwise, the next update, we'll probably need one fuel stop on the way. But the next update will probably be from the venue. But again, if we do get caught up in a pack, then we'll take some videos of the driving. It's been 4 days, but coffee, coffee. We just made a small stop at the second meeting point, is a Shell gas station. Everything's going all right for the most part. I did do a little bit of adjustment on the carb, see if I can lean it up just a little bit. I can't tell if it's car ahead of me or me that's running a little bit rich. But we'll see, help on fuel mileage a little bit, because that's pretty much the biggest expense at this point is the fuel. But we are, you know, about an hour and a half into a 4-hour drive, so we'll see what the next tank looks like. Otherwise, like I said, going pretty good. A couple of traffic backups. We found a couple of, you know, alternate routes. We've in with a couple different crews depending on who's pulling off and who's coming back on. Again, I think we are on the official route, but we're not with the primary group at this point, like the official Powertour ride. Which, if anybody has a question as far as what cars should or shouldn't be on the Powertour, you should look and see what Hot Rod Magazine brings out for it. So if they're bringing out a brand new vehicle, then that eliminates the argument. So it's their show, they host it, they set it all up, and if that's the car that they're bringing, then apparently everything is allowed. So a lot of people like to argue and nitpick what should or shouldn't be allowed on the tour, and I think that's a bunch of hogwash to split hairs like that. But anyway, off my soapbox. Got another couple hours. We'll, like, as I always say, we'll see what we see. All right, we just got on site for day 3, the L&N Stadium in Louisville. We're out in the parking lot. It's mostly a parking lot event from what I hear. I don't think they said there's any racing at this venue, but that's fine. Today will probably be the shortest day that we have. Just kind of get in, get stamped. It's been kind of a long beginning of the week. Again, I'm not feeling super hot. Austin's not doing the best. We might just kind of come do our rounds. We did get a picture taken of the car. We'll wait for that to get loaded, put our order in there, and get our thing stamped. Take a quick through the lot just to see if there's anything that jumps out. Midway's not really anything different on this one, so we'll see. But we did make it. We're here for day 3 on time. It's actually really easy getting in and out. At the end, we got a little bit lost, got off the route for a minute, but end of the day, we made it here, so all good. right, so we are calling it on day 3 in Louisville. We were here for about 2 hours, got some stuff done. I'll recap it when we get to our hotel because it's just blistering hot and I got a lot of directions in an area I'm not familiar with. But yeah, good. A lot of cars that we hadn't seen before. Got to meet Cotton, re-meet Cotton, I should say. Got his signature on a sign. Chat with him for a little bit, told some stories, heard some stories, good time. But I'll give a little better recap once we get to our hotel. We're actually getting a hotel tonight, you know, something a little more comfortable with a bed and a shower and all that. Hopefully I'll start feeling a little bit better. So I've been popping Hall's cough drops all day. Helps a little bit, but we still got a couple days left to try and survive before I get home and can tune out for a while. But next update will either be from a gas station or the hotel.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. So I missed my update last night. We did get to a Baymont hotel. I will say I'm not usually one to complain. We've been staying at La Quinta forever, and they kind of showed their true colors yesterday. I will never be frequenting La Quinta again, and I know Baymont's Wyndham, but we're probably not even going to use Wyndham anymore, and we have to, which sucks because they, you know, have 3/4 of the hotels anymore, but just really poor customer service, and that's unfortunate. You know, it's used to be a service industry, and like everything else, now it's all just transactional. So, rant over. But we did get here, spent some time in the pool, really helped cool off some of the sunburn that we'd gotten. My legs aren't so bad today, but they were pretty ripe yesterday. So yeah, we spent some time in the pool, went and took a well needed hot shower, try and feel a little bit better. Got a good night's sleep, nice and comfortable. Woke up this morning and feel like crap. So as much as I hate to do it, I'm calling it. Just start making the way back home. I feel like horse crap. I gotta get home and get medicine for what I've got. The over-the-counter stuff just ain't touching it. So hate to do it. But, you know, I love doing this stuff. But we're going to be heading 2 hours in the opposite direction. And it's like, you know, got to thinking about it. I love all this, but it's time, excuse me, it's time to call it and head home. So it's been great. Met a lot of cool folks at the hotel here. We're not the only ones that had the idea. Met a couple different folks riding around. One folk, and I will get into a little more of this when I get home, do my editing, is Tracy's Engine Service out of Arkansas. And I'll have a little more information on that, like I said, when I get home and can spend a little more time getting things dolled up. But otherwise, it's been an experience. The venues are fun. The cars are really cool. Yesterday, I didn't give my car of the day. It's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to call it Rangers. There were 3 different Rangers, and at least 2 of them had Coyote swaps. I'm a Ranger fan. You know, I've built a couple of them myself. They're cool, fun little rigs. A couple of them were clean. I'll get some pictures in. One of them said 5.0, but it had the hood closed, so I didn't know if it was the push rod or the new, you know, Coyote base. But there were 2 of them that were really good, and the one orange one, it was a really clean build for the year. So for Wednesday, my pick of the day is the Coyote swapped Ranger with a couple of examples. After I get home and get rested and get everything unpacked and stuff, I'll kind of go through maybe my top 10 cars overall that I saw on tour, at least ones that I like. You know, I'll have my my co-pilot, who's about as awake as I am, go through the ones that he liked as well, you know, that accompanied me. And then we've got 50 weeks to build the one for next year. So we'll see how that goes. But as always, those who watch, I appreciate it. Appreciate taking the time out of your day to follow my ramblings. You guys know the drill. If you feel comfortable doing so, give a like, give a subscribe, kind of help support the channel. Make sure it's worth doing these for anybody that gets a kick out of them. The Powertour is kind of its own little bonus. I'm still working on my season 3. I'm not done with the project yet, but I should be able to start editing, releasing some videos very soon, at least to get caught up to where I'm at. But as always, if you got any comments, any questions, anything you want answered, anything you want to see done, if you got questions on the Powertour, anything like that, just shoot them down in the comments. I will answer everything that I'm able to. All right, I appreciate it. We'll catch you guys next time.
All right, so as a follow-up, I've been home for a while. Time does what it does, and it's shot past. So I know it's been almost 2 months now since we got back from Powertour. All in all, it was good. It was fun. You know, being able to hang out with just me and my son for it was really special. Again, unfortunately, I had to cut it short a couple of days. I realized when I was posting and editing that my day 2, I did not have my vehicle today. I did have a quick little blurb of it, which is the double-headed Chevy truck. I talked with him a little bit. It was cool. It was very, very, very well done. He said he likes to confuse people with it. I'd asked if he ever gets confused, because it is. If you split it down the middle and just look inside, looks dead identical either way. And he said every once in a while, if he parks it a different way in the garage or whatever, he's gotten confused as which end was the real end. But it was very interesting, very unique build. So hats off to that one. Again, the day 3 was the Coyote swapped Rangers, which was pretty interesting. Tried to get some pictures out of some of the cooler ones. A couple of notable, I should say, vehicles that I saw. There's a really, really clean Buick, which is similar to one that I have, although mine's not built yet. I do have a 2-door 55 Special that is in the list to build down the road. There was one, it was a Chevy wagon, kind of a teal color. That one is known as the fishing wagon, and it's got like oars on the side pipes, and it's got a little trolling motor hanging off the back, and fishing poles and stuff, and it's really cool. The first year that we went, that Kat and I went with the Subaru, we saw him going down the racetrack, and he was tearing it up. It's a 57 wagon. I don't know the designation, they're not all the same. It definitely wasn't a Nomad. But that really inspired us to build a wagon, and that's where our 55 idea came from, which is still in list of things to build. I've got kind of a start on it, but mostly it is just sitting in my parking area. I've got other things to do, but that is the direct inspiration to the wagon that we ended up getting for ourselves. Really had a good time, really chatted with a lot of folks. Marlon Stevens and his family are the ones that we met at the hotel. He's the one you saw, heading out right before we did. They were really cool to chat with. Spent some time, hanging out in the pool, cooling down from the day. Ended up giving them my credentials when I decided that I wasn't going to make it. So, they were able to get a few more goodies out of it. So, again, I absolutely love it. As soon as we got back and I started feeling better, just had a really wicked sinus infection. Again, sometimes I can catch it with over-the-counter stuff if I catch it soon enough. That one I didn't, so I came home. It was basically a drug-induced coma for 2 days to start to feel better. But all in all, it was a good time. As soon as we got back and I was feeling better, we started working on the boys' Mustang for next year. So our plan A for next year is going to be that 79 Mustang hatchback. And I've had some videos of it, and I'll have some more of it. I'm trying to get that up and ready, and the plans that we have for that. Still working on my big project for season 3. The guy's been really, really cool about that one. And it is a little bit behind schedule for several different reasons. But hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to at least start putting out some videos where I'm with that one. It's been such a long build. My continuity is a little bit off on it, and my ADD definitely kicked up in the order that I was shooting things. But I'll try and make sense of it and get it going. It's getting awfully close. It's not quite there yet right now. I'm basically finishing up the little few things I have to do before I get it into paint. And once it comes back from paint, then it's basically a giant Lego kit. So that should be upcoming shortly. Otherwise, as always, Powertour is a hoot. First week of January, they usually
set out what the venues are. This one worked out great because it was the weekend that I pick up Austin, and it was in the area that I pick them up in. So it was just really natural to be able to do it. As far as the rest of the year for trips, we were going to try and do a day of Hot Rod Drag Week. We were going to try and do Roadkill Nights. Had some personal, some family stuff kick up where I don't think either of those are going to happen. We do plan on doing duct tape drags in September. Heading out to Arizona for that, taking a couple extra days. The wife wasn't able to come with me last year, but she's coming with me this year. So we do have a couple tourist things. We're going to stop at like Moab and things like that. But as I had in the last little segment, if you got any questions, post them. Any comments, post them. I'll respond to what I can. Again, any like, any subscribe is definitely appreciated if you feel comfortable doing so. Again, as I always say, and as I said in the end of the last one, I do appreciate anybody that does tune in to see these. So I'm just kind of sharing what I do and what I see and what I notice. And again, any questions, any comments, post them down. And hopefully we'll see you guys next time.